everyone, welcome back to the most amazing channel on the internet. I am your host Rebecca Felgate, and today I'm making a scary video that I guess means that I won't be able to visit Moscow anytime soon. Damn. We have the top 10 scary ways the Russians could be spying on us. This whole conversation has been sparked by our number 10, but number 1 shocked me the most. Before we get into this video, why don't you guys let me know if you used the Face app? To my shame I did, and I previously didn't believe in Botox, and I did believe in getting old gracefully, but then I saw the picture and now I'm thinking, Botox me up, honey. If you like our videos, make sure you're always leaving a thumbs up, check out the links in the description box for sources, and our most amazing Instagrams. Stick around to the end, I'm going to be replying to comments. Alright, unsurprisingly at number 10 we have the Face app. We all had fun messing around with the Face app. Here I am as an old woman who needs to stop wearing so much red. Ugh. There was actually a big price to pay for those 5 minutes of horrifying fun, and that price was our private data. So the way the Face app works is this: you upload a picture of your face, that photo is then uploaded to a server for processing before being sent back to you. All old. Did anyone actually read the T's and C's before downloading? Of course you didn't. If you did though, you would know that the Russian created app says that all information collected by the app can be stored and transferred. So basically, Russia has your face. Forever. And it knows what you're gonna look like when you get old. Damn. Coming in at number 9, we have social media. So moving on from the Face app to social media in general, you cannot trust Russia with social media, that's the bottom line. Russia is using social media to spy on you and influence you. We don't make the spying part very hard, many of us don't have very many privacy settings on our socials, but the influencing part is the real trick. I guess vis-a-vis the whole 2016 elections, right? This is a whole deal and a very long story, so let me super simplify it for you. There is a Russian company out there called Internet Research Agency who are basically creating fake social media accounts in order to spread fake news, confuse American citizens, and spread propaganda. By doing this, Russia aimed to create discord in the United States, divide and conquer and all of that. I found a strange headline from December last year that said that Russian fake Instagram users were promoting adult toys on the platform in order to sow discord. The Russian internet agency managed to get 40% of its fake accounts over 10,000 followers, which is official micro-influencer status. 12 of the Russian-owned accounts had over 100,000 real followers, which is more than me, and I'm a real person. They targeted veterans, African Americans, feminists, and the LGBTQ community. There are some reports Russia even infiltrated the Pokemon Go app to cause disruption. Is nothing sacred? No. Coming into number 8, we have hacking in general. Russia has got its remote accessing hands all up in the control rooms of US power supplies. It was reported in July 2018 that hackers conducted attacks under code names Dragonfly and Energetic Bear. Just side note, I love code names for stuff. Energetic Bear, yes. But also no. They targeted corporate suppliers by sending dodgy emails to senior staff members, making them visit spy trap websites. Once they managed to gain remote access, it is said that they then got to know how power plants worked. Cybersecurity expert Robert M. Lee was investigating the attacks and claimed that they were getting far more aggressive and numerous. As of yet, it's not thought that Russians have disrupted any US power, but it could happen. It isn't just the United States, of course. Russia actually pulled this same trick in the Ukraine and twice attacked their power grid, once knocking out the power to 1/5 of Kiev. Russian intelligence was also thought to be behind the hacking of a Japanese cryptocurrency called CoinCheck. This cost them $530 million. Russian hackers, man. Coming into number 7, we have bugs. Just classic espionage stuff. Plant a bug. Russians have been bugging Americans and others left, right, and center, but actually, in recent history, they did manage to plant a bug in the US State Department. In 1999, retired State Department Deputy Director of the Division of Counterintelligence, Robert David Booth, arrested a spy following suspicion of a bug. That suspicion turned out to be true. Indeed, a bug was found concealed inside of a chair rail molding on the wall of a 7th floor conference room in the State Department. If they can get a bug in such a high security building, where else can they slip a listening device? Coming into number 6, we have spy dust. As far-fetched as it sounds, Russians are spying on us using spy dust. Well, they have anyway. Spy dust was a term first coined in reference to a KGB agent used in the Cold War by Soviet Russia. Agents in Moscow tracked Americans by applying a very thin, nearly invisible powder to their clothes, possessions, cars, etc. So basically they could track their movements using dust. Kind of ingenious, right? But they are spies. These days they could actually be using an American invention, smart dust. Smart dust was invented by Christopher Pister of the University of California. Now the concept was actually thought up in the 90s, and now we have the technology to actually make it happen. The dust is very tiny devices that can electronically communicate with one another. They have transceivers, they're filled with sensors and little lasers. Is this actually real life? So Landon would say. It seems that these tiny particles can store data and communicate with the cloud. Perfect little spies, you can barely see them. Dust, seriously. Coming into number 5, this may shock you, but the Russians have been watching Netflix. It seems like Russia is gaining valuable intel on the United States political system by watching episodes of House of Cards on Netflix. Yahoo correspondent Michael Iskoff made the claim saying that the professional trolls at St. Petersburg were watching Kevin Spacey's drama in order to get clued up on political lingo that they could then use in online fake accounts designed to turn people against their own government. An agency worker, a former professional troll, actually confessed all of this to the United States. He said, "At first we were forced to watch the House of Cards in English." He said it was necessary to know all of the main problems of the United States of America, tax problems, the problems of gays, sexual minorities, and weapons. His words, not mine. He was then instructed to place comments on websites of major news organizations using a VPN so they couldn't be traced back to Russia. Again, all of this spying was there to sow discord. Okay, so enough social media and Netflix. This is all getting a bit too Black Mirror, right? What about good old-fashioned intelligence collection? Good old-fashioned spying? Are Russians still going in for that? Yes, they are. Coming into number 4, we have spy ships. In March of 2017, Russian spy ships were spotted off the coast of Georgia after continuing on from Cuba. Classic move. In 2018, the spy ship, the Viktor Libov, was spotted near North Carolina, and another spy ship was noted in the area of the English Channel. A Royal Navy warship was scrambled to escort it away from British waters. Russian ships are frequently spotted in international waters, hovering very near the borders of European countries, the United States, and Canada. In the US, jurisdiction extends 12 nautical miles from the coast, which means Russia can legally teeter on the edge and use really long lenses, I guess. Coming into number 3, another classic, we have spy planes. Rather a lot like spy ships, Russian spy planes have been frequently spotted. In April 2018, a surveillance jet was flown over sensitive US military sites, including the Travis Air Force Base in California and over Area 51. Actually, wait a second. What if it was a fake Russian Facebook user who started the whole Storm Area 51 thing in order to generate dissent and discord in the US? I mean, I'm calling it right now. If I've learned anything from this video, they're capable. The jet flown was the Tupolev 154, a jet equipped with sensitive electro-optical cameras capable of taking high-resolution photos while airborne. But it seems that actually they did have the permission of the White House. The United States and Russia have a unique agreement that allow one another to keep track of their military assets. There's no such agreement in the UK though, and many times over the past 10 years, Russian planes have teetered on British airspace, and on a handful of occasions they've actually been spotted flying over the country, leading the Royal Air Force to scramble jets. So, spy ships, spy planes. I feel like at number 2 we need to mention, actual spies, right? There's no doubt that Russia has spies all over the world, and they have done for a very long time. The Cold War era was the hot time for spies, and even now spies are still causing headlines. For example, the Salisbury poisoning in the UK was almost certainly the work of Russian espionage, all evidence considered, despite being heavily denied by the Kremlin. And also there was the whole Maria Butina issue in the United States, where a Russian spy had infiltrated a guns rights activist group and the Republican Party. In 2018, credible news publication Reuters claimed that it is getting harder and harder to track Russian spies. In 2017, the New York Post claimed that there were more spies at any other time in the past 15 years in the US. We could do a whole part series of top 10 scary Russian spy cases on this channel, seriously. Okay, finally, coming into number 1, I cannot believe that I am even saying it because it sounds so crazy, but I'm going in for it. We're talking spy whales. What? Whales! Back in May 2010, a beluga whale with a Russian military strap on it was found swimming off the coast of Norway, leading many to conclude that Russians are now spying with whales. In the Cold War, the Soviet Union and the United States both tried to train spy dolphins. There were also reports that Russia was keen to use whales for protection during the Sochi Winter Olympics. So So, are Russians using spy whales? If the headlines are anything to go by, then yeah. The whale actually has become a local celebrity in Norway. It's been named Havladimir, a cross between the Norwegian name Havel and Russian name Vladimir. Vladimir. He looks very cute. So guys, there you have it. That was the top 10 ways Russia could be spying on us. I will say though, it's not just Russia. I bet the US are doing the same thing over there. We're all spying on each other. Before we go, I'm gonna read some comments from the top 10 scary Korean myths. Ooh. Now our top comment was from Nessie, who wrote, "It's always the ones from Asia that are the scariest." That had 197 thumbs up, so I'm wondering why? Why is Asian stuff scarier? This comment actually blew my mind. It's from Meliana. She wrote, "Writing a name in red ink will kill them. Is that why Taylor Swift made a list of names in red?" Oh my god, maybe. She checks it once, she checks it twice, and then oh, look what you made her do. I get it though, I really do. Okay, we had a possibly true South Korean urban legend from the Hamster Army who wrote, "BTS was secretly engineered to hypnotize the world." As we suspected. I always knew it came down to K-pop. It really is pretty catchy, right? Getting in your brain. Okay guys, thank you once again for tuning into this video. If you want to check out our sources and read a bit more about everything, then they are linked in the description box, where you can also find our most amazing Instagrams. If you like our content, then please show me by giving it a good thumbs up and sharing it with a friend. If you're new here, welcome! I'm Rebecca, please subscribe. We do lots of videos and I think you'll like them. Stick around, we've got a whole playlist, but for now, I'm gonna go home and really not hope to be spied on by Russians or use the Face app ever. And I'll see you next time. Bye!